6 weeks and then go back to work? Where does that come from? Well, the Industrial Revolution separated mothers from children so women could work. This is what happens when we prioritize money and convenience over health and well-being. Women went to work and children went to daycare. We started teaching women, oh, let the baby cry. They got to, learn on their own. Well, that's not what the physiological process dictates. And that set us up for failure. And we're, the downstream impact of the Industrial Revolution means, kids aren't important, that the relationship's not important. Making money and creating convenience is important. And this is, the downstream impact of that. And so we're seeing that indigenous cultures, and I have a video from Dr. Gabor Mate that we'll watch in a minute. They don't leave the child to go to work. So their children grow up emotionally regulated. I mean, what's the benefit of money if we're all mentally ill and we can't have healthy relationships? What's the benefit? Let's think about that. And that's what the research showed on ChatGPT, is that they do not have 40 to 60% of kids do not have a secure attachment to self. And I would say that this is my kids. So I have 3 kids and they were born 4 years apart. When my second child was born, after 3 weeks, I went right back to work because we needed money, and it was January. When my second child was 5 weeks old, I got bacterial pneumonia, was hospitalized for 2 weeks and intubated. I was 5 days on 100% oxygen, like seriously almost died. When I came home, my son acted exactly like that, like defensive, independent. Hey, what's up? Didn't come cuddle, didn't just like my son. And my son has mild autism. And then my daughter, we're still healing from that wound, because what happened was, for her, mom's all of a sudden gone 2 weeks. And how does she internalize that? Mom's dead. So she's, her whole life kind of searched for other mothers, because that's her subconscious. That's her wound in her subconscious, lying to her that her mother's dead when I'm right there. So that's like huge cognitive dissonance. It's a huge mind fuck for my older daughter. And then my younger daughter, because I almost died with my second child, my third child, when I got pregnant less than a year after my second child was born, her dad, we're now divorced, but her dad wanted me to abort her. Well, all of those emotions and energy were in me when she was pregnant. So she internalized that, and they're still struggling, and she's 23 years old because she had a wound like that. I created all these attachment disorders in my family because I hadn't healed from my childhood trauma. And so because I hadn't healed, I'm reactive and I don't plan, and I'm not emotionally regulated, like she talked about. An emotionally regulated person would have a plan for a baby, not get pregnant. Oh, I'm pregnant and I'm going back to work, and, completely unaware, not grounded in reality and what's necessary.
So
I would say that was more like me. And my challenge is, like, I've never had a lifelong best friend since I can remember from kindergarten. My memory from kindergarten, my main memory is playing alone at kindergarten. My voice was silenced at home. My mom was an alcoholic. My dad was a workaholic. Avoid, I'm very direct and I'm very perceptive and intuitive, and that's very uncomfortable for an alcoholic mother and a workaholic father. Very uncomfortable. So I had to be silenced. So yes, my children internalized all of my self-hate, and their dad is too, because I had so much self-hate. I attracted in a man with a lot of self-hate so I could see myself. The universe is a mirror. You can check out my free ebook below, but this is exactly me. And my kids were all in daycare. And how much is, daycare promoted by certain segments of society? Like communism is all about childcare because they're destroying the family. And when you destroy the family, you destroy the people. But that's how you have ultimate control. It's going to be short term because the people will eventually revolt or, or commit suicide, like that we see so prevalent in Western culture, but especially among men.